In the first part of this video, we show how a ransomware actually works and how important it is to react with speed if you want to prevent total loss of the data. And we have shown that in previous videos that we can detect malware by looking at the URL that the user is going and the IP address, and we get threat data that gets fed into QRadar. All that works well, but we also know that the bad guys change the URLs and the IPs quite often, so that is not always a very effective method. A much better one is to do the hash, and we show another video with QNI in which we can detect when the artifact, which the bad guys do not change that often, JPEG, GIF, JavaScript, PDF, etc. By also getting threat intelligence automatically in QRadar, QRadar can dynamically calculate the hash of everything that goes on the network with QNI and actually detect that ransomware is in progress, and actually it can quarantine the machine. And we show a video with that, and that so you stop the malware from spreading. But we left that machine being the sacrificial lamb and being destroyed. How can we prevent that from happening? There's a better approach, and that's the method that Mutash shared with me. And this is by looking at the behavior of the actual malware. And if we see a process that is doing way too many file open or file updates, then we know that is malware. So let me show you what we are going to be demonstrating live now. So we have a Windows 7 machine that has an agent. It can be Snare, it can be Stealthbit, whatever, that is actually sending file activity monitoring logs into QRadar. So when people open files and write into files, all that file activity monitoring, those are logged in QRadar. And in QRadar, we put a very simple rule that basically says, if I get a process, any process which is doing, 500 updates or more in less than 1 minute or a minute or less, then we know that that is malware. And what we want to do is actually fire an offense, and that offense is actually going to invoke what we have shown before as well, is a QRadar custom action. And that custom action is going to get to BigFix, and we're going to be passing BigFix the process ID, the name of the process that is doing that 500 more than 500 file updates per second, and we're also going to be passing the BigFix ID, which identifies this Windows machine, and then BigFix is going to rapidly go ahead and kill that process and prevent the damage from being destroying completely everything on that machine. So I restored as a snapshot of the machine before it got actually completely destroyed. And I'm going to have in the background, we can see the log activity looking for FAM events. And then in part 3 of the video, I show you the offense and the custom action script and all the technical details should you want to do this at your enterprise, which I'm pretty sure you might be inclined to do so. So let me actually fire the actual malware in here, and we see here my love.exe, and immediately we see all those events being actually sent into QRadar, and pretty soon we're going to be seeing an offense. But actually, let me quickly go back, because this is going to be happening very quickly, and we will see this mylove.exe disappear by virtue of QRadar telling BigFix, hey, go ahead and kill that particular process. And the mylove.exe is a variable that gets passed into it. So I'm not going to pause the video. This is so you can take an idea of how quickly this can actually work. And the malware is going to pretty soon kick in. We see that the CPU usage hasn't picked up rapidly. In fact, let's see if it's already no, it's not. He hasn't begun to do his bad deeds at full speed just yet. And we will soon here in the offenses tab, we'll see this is a different offense. We will see that those actions begin to happen. So now is the malware that, at full speed. We see the CPU users going. The number of file updates are gonna hit the threshold, and actually we see that already. You don't see the my love there. It has been stopped right at the beginning of the process, and as we can see here, I have, my pictures are preserved here. Let's see in here if the malware, this file, this folder got taken. Well, not completely. You see, it was actually stopped. Let's actually bring it up and see where is actually. Yeah, you see, it was encrypting that, and actually was stopped by this beautiful automation. Again, in part 3 of the video, I'll show you all the technical details for you to do this at your enterprise.